And your favorite brand is?
This is a clue.
BrandCamp, May 7, 2025, right here at UA, on UA campus, inside the Carmack. We're inside the Carmack. BrandCamp is going to be where Jamaica's best marketers, some of the most admired campaigns, we're going to hear the backstories and all sorts of insight about what went into making those campaigns work. We've got Flow, we've got Yellow, we've got Sagicor. I'll tell you more about that. And as part of our BrandCamp lead-up, we talk about our brand builders. We've got some brand champs. And today we've got Dania Beckford, Miss Broadtail Designs, Miss Broad Acts, Miss Confidence herself, and Miss, you're a Carmack alum. So.
Yes, I am. It's so nice to be back.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
BrandCamp is part of Carmack's 50th anniversary celebration, and that also means that we get a chance to reflect on our time here at Carmack. I'm a Carmack alum myself. You did PR at Carmack.
Yes.
And what can you tell us about your time at Carmack that still kind of shows up in your work today?
Well, being at Carmack taught me that I should always be ready to communicate. Short story. Janet Morgan Green. She taught us PR.
Hello, Janet.
Hi. And I went to a party. I was living on campus on Rex Centerford Hall. Went to a party on the weekend. Decided it was a cool idea to pierce my tongue.
Of course.
Right? Why not? Came to school Monday, and as me dropping out of class, Mrs. Morgan Green decided that we're going to do an oral communication test.
Of course.
I had a lisp. I got 2 out of 10.
Oh.
And from that day until today, I learned that I must always have all the resources to communicate, which includes my mouth. So, I'm not that.
That's not happening again. Right? Never so unprepared. Well done, Janet. Well done. BrandCamp is about brands, so we have to talk about people's favorite brands. Everybody's going to tell me about their favorite brand, and your favorite brand is?
This is a clue. Instagram.
Oh.
Instagram is my favorite brand because Instagram is a platform where we know that we have to take good pictures, because this is also the platform where we sell things. So a lot of beauty brands, cosmetic brands, confidence brands. I have a confidence brand, and it started on Instagram. So I have a swimsuit brand. It's resort wear, carnival costumes and resort wear. And that's where I post my costumes and my swimsuits, and people actually started to buy from Instagram before we got to anywhere else. And so it's my favorite brand.
Of course, for that, for those wonderful commercial reasons.
Yes.
We like Instagram for that. Dania, you're also going to be hosting our mingle, but we'll talk about that a little bit after. Broadtail, though.
Yes.
That's the brand you're building.
Yes.
And you say Broadtail reasonably is more than just fashion. It's a movement.
Yes.
What was the moment that you knew that the brand had power to move beyond a product?
Well, because it was solving a problem, my own problem, and then in research on social media, Facebook at the time, I recognized that I wasn't the only one having the problem of not finding swimsuits and cover-ups that I really loved that fit my curvy body. And so when I posted myself in the ones that I had on, and persons decided to ask me, where you get that? Could you do it for me? I recognized that there was truly a problem in the fashion industry as it relates to bodies that were all around me in Jamaica and the Caribbean, because say as Jamaican women we're round like English phones, so them say and me say it. And so in creating my swimsuits and cover-ups and having conversations about confidence, I recognized that it was more than a garment, it was how people felt. And that's what the swimsuits were doing for them. And in the larger conversation was, how do we grow girls and boys in our society to feel confident, and what does that mean? And that's when I knew that, okay, it's way more than a product. It's actually changing our society.
And how do you balance the advocacy and the business, especially in a space as intimate as body image?
Well, that's hard, because on some days you want to make a whole heap of sales. Like, when we in this business, we do make money.
I have bills to pay.
And then on other days, I can't rush a client who has a story to tell me about why they're here with me, trying to get a swimsuit, a cover up, a carnival costume, or why they're trying to do an interview with me on being Broadtail, having a conversation. Because at that point, I recognize that, okay, yes, sales are very important. However, when you get to the core of what people need and allowing them to be seen, which is the advocacy, and valued for what they look like, the money will then come. So it's that kind of delicate dance.
And I was going to ask you what was the moment when you realized it's working, but I think you kind of gave us a bunch of different examples. Is it working?
It's actually working. I thought it was not going to work in the pandemic when beaches and rivers were the first things that were closed and we were all fighting over tissue. Swimsuit was not on our mind.
There you go.
But that's when I got the opportunity to evolve into having the podcast, which is communication. When me never have no money and can't sell no swimsuit, what am I good at? What did Carmack teach me? How to communicate.
And having tongue pierce.
And don't having no tongue pierce. And so that's when I started the podcast, because podcast is communicating with women, which was at the core of the brand, which is communicating confidence. And out of that, I just became an author. I wrote a book.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Being Broadtail Confidence Journal. And
Congratulations.
thank you so much. It
was there.
Yes, you were there. You gave me a nice testimonial. Thank you. It was launched in March. And that's when I recognized that it's when your business and your advocacy keeps bringing about new resources for your target audience, you know you're doing something good.
Awesome. And so that's why we're doing BrandCamp. That's why Dania is going to be at BrandCamp as our host for the Mingle.
Yes.
So you got to come to BrandCamp. Go now and
Get your ticket.
I think you'll probably have something on the screen that you can see it, or you can join us for BrandCamp.
May 7th.
May 7th.